Leighton Weaver's informational speech, The History of the Super Bowl. The history of the Super Bowl might not be a interesting topic for some people, but for me personally, the Super Bowl is a fun day on a Sunday in February to where everyone in my neighborhood comes together and watches one football game. But how did this football game become to be? That's where I will tell you all about the history of the Super Bowl. It first starts in 1920 when the American Professional Football Association was created in Canton, Ohio, and the team that ended the regular season with the best record won the championship. The American Professional Football Association continued for 2 years until they renamed themselves to the National Football League, or the NFL. According to an SBSCO study, the NFL championship first became a thing in 1934 when the Portsmouth Spartans and the Chicago Bears tied record-wise. So, to debate on who won the championship, they played at Wrigley Field for the championship, where the Bears ended up winning. That continued for a while until the 1960s, when the American Football League became a thing and rivaled the NFL. According to an Arizona State study, during the 1966 season, the NFL and AFL agreed to play a championship to see who was the better league. The first AFL-NFL championship, or Super Bowl I, was played in the Los Angeles Coliseum, where the Green Bay Packers played the Kansas City Chiefs. The Green Bay Packers destroyed the Chiefs 35-10. The quarterback for the Packers was Bart Starr. He ended up winning the MVP for the game. Another significant thing is Hall of Fame coach Vince Lombardi was the coach for the Packers during this. Vince Lombardi would later be honored after his death in 1971 with the trophy that is presented at the Super Bowl. The next year, the same team, the Packers, won the Super Bowl again over the Oakland Raiders in Miami. After this, the media started to get mad at the AFL, saying that they were a weaker league and that they could not compete with the NFL. The third AFL-NFL championship was significant, as it was the first AFL-NFL championship to be called the Super Bowl. New York Jets, led by quarterback Joe Namath, said that they were going to win the game against the heavily favored by 19.5 points Baltimore Colts. The Jets ended up winning 16-7. The next year, the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Minnesota Vikings to solidify that the AFL could compete with the NFL. They then merged in 1970. After this merger, 4 teams became significant out of this time period. The Miami Dolphins won 2 NFL championships. The Cowboys won 2 also. The Steelers won 4, and the 49ers won 4. But then the Super Bowl took off through the world. According to a Temple study by Stephen Oborg, today the Super Bowl is broadcasted in 193 countries, reaching millions of fans worldwide. But to become with modern with times, the Super Bowl ended up putting loads and loads of money into expansion. They had commercials that aired during every Super Bowl, and the evolution of those prices of the Super Bowl. During the first Super Bowl, $3,700 was about the price of an ad. Now it's about $8 million. In the 1990s, two big things came into view for the Super Bowl. Dynasties, as the Dallas Cowboys ended up winning 3 more Super Bowls, and the halftime show. Before the 1993 or Super Bowl 27, the halftime shows were normally just a marching band. Then global superstar Michael Jackson offered to perform, and that he then set the standard, leading to celebrities performing during the halftime show. Also, they were unpaid when doing so. Entering the 2000s, the Super Bowl became even more modern. The New England Patriots ended up winning 3 out of their 4 appearances during this time. Technology boosted the game's global reach, and in 2010, produced some iconic moments of the Super Bowls, such as the Packers winning their 4th title, the infamous Superdome blackout, and Super Bowl 51, when the New England Patriots were down 28-3 and ended up coming back and winning it. After the COVID-19 pandemic, NFL agreed that they needed to be a lot more modern with their Super Bowl designs, so they ended up making them colorful. But this sparked controversy, as the colors of the Super Bowl logos were often similar to the colors of the 2 teams that played in the Super Bowl. As I conclude today, I hope that you take this information of the history of the Super Bowl and also like the Super Bowl as much as I do, as the Super Bowl is truly one of America's most iconic events.